Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Locker Room Talk Uncut. Drew Garrison, Chad Penrod in the locker room, bringing you your favorite uncut sports podcast. All of the latest in sports coming right at you with no filter, by the fans, for the fans. Let's start the show. There we are. We are live. What's going on, everybody? We'll get this shared on all of our social media platforms. Welcome back to another episode of Locker Room Talk Uncut.
Episode 55.
55.
Wow.
It feels like more than that, honestly.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, we are live, so I'm going to get this out on our Facebook pages and Twitters and all that. So really the biggest news I think we've had break here in the last couple of days is Julio Jones is a Tennessee Titan.
Yeah.
That it's weird.
That is a loaded offense.
I cannot believe that that's all it took was it was a second, a fourth, I think, and a pick swap in like the later rounds at the next year. So like
well, it's because of the contract, because he's probably going to want a new contract and he's older. He's been a little injury prone when he's on the field. He's obviously really good, but that's just kind of how it is now. Unless you're getting a, top tier guy in their prime, you don't really have to give up a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. He's toward the end. He's not, like you said, not in his prime. So, but I started thinking about this today. I said, okay, so if that's all it took to get Aaron Rodgers, or I'm sorry, if that's all it took to get Julio Jones, why did they not do that for Aaron Rodgers?
Well, Aaron Rodgers he's a quarterback. He's going to cost more than that.
No, I'm saying, why didn't Green Bay go get Julio for Aaron Rodgers? Try to repair the relationship a little bit.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Help him out.
Well, unless the money. See, from what I was seeing, there was only a few teams that could really get it done because of the money situation.
Salary cap's bullshit, though. The Titans did it because Tannehill restructured his deal and instantly had enough room.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you can do that. What they say, it's kind of like with the Chiefs. It's going to come back and haunt them whenever.
Well, yeah, they're just kind of kicking the can down the road.
Right.
You're going to have to pay that eventually.
Yeah. So you'll see that like the Browns. Like I seen that they have like 144 million on offense. So you'll see them do that last year to make room for like Baker and Chubb and shit like that. You're going to see a lot of teams do it, especially the good teams do it. If you have a bad team, you won't see a whole lot of it. So
we got Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, and now Julio Jones out there in Tennessee. That is going to be tough to stop. It's all on Tannehill now, right?
Well, yeah. So what was your first instinct when it happened? Like what'd you?
I think that was kind of the foregone conclusion, just that we had heard leading up to it for like a week or two before the trade actually happened. It seemed like that was the only realistic destination for him. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that if you can get him for that, you have to do it. I just feel like there should have been so many other teams in it. And I really didn't hear anybody with like real ties to the trade until Tennessee came up, and that's what ended up happening.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there would have been a bigger market for it, because I think we're entering an era of the NFL now where it's more and more clear that the salary cap is bullshit. Like it's not real.
Yeah, for the time being. My first instinct was that the offense is absolutely loaded. I mean, second, when I was talking to Austin about this on Saturday, it doesn't scare me as far as the AFC goes. I still think the Colts will probably win that division because hear me out. The Titans couldn't stop a cold last year.
That's true. Their defense was pretty shitty.
You're not going to win. You're still not going to win in the NFL by just having offense. You got to have some kind of defense.
I guess that's fair.
I mean, Bud Dupree doesn't do anything for me. He's coming off of a terrible torn ACL injury. They lost Logan Ryan. I believe they lost Logan Ryan. And then they lost what was the cornerback's name? Real fast dude. Adoree Jackson.
Yes.
They lost him.
Where he went to, he's a Giant now, right?
Yeah, I think he's Giant. So I mean, they're still not gonna be able to stop anybody. Now, you're gonna have to depend on that offense for 40 points a game at least, because everyone's going to score 40 up against them. The Browns did in the first half last year. So,
and they're gonna have to, if they're going for the AFC, they still have to play Mahomes, and they still got to play Cleveland.
Yeah, so it doesn't really scare me. I think it's a great get. Don't get me wrong, that offense is ridiculous. They should be able to score on anybody. But it doesn't. The defense is the concern in Tennessee. It was never the offense.
Yeah, and like I said a minute ago, there's no excuses for Tannehill now, and I don't think anybody was really making too many of them. But now he's got everything. He's got the running back. He's got the 2 receivers. So
he was great last year. I mean,
yeah, I can't knock Tannehill.
Nothing for no excuses. In general, you don't need any. He played great. He's been everything Tennessee has wanted. I mean, that was a hell of a get. It's just you can't ask the offense to go out and score 40 and 50 points a game. It's not realistic in the NFL.
And shout out to loyal fan and listener Joey Roble. He called me like a week before the trade happened. He's like, "I'm telling you, within a few days, he's going to be a Titan." I was like, all right. So he called it. So they've got that going on. So
yeah, he had mentioned something to me, and I said probably the 49ers. I wasn't sure.
That would have made sense.
Yeah, it would just being back with Kyle Shanahan. This is a great get. Don't get me wrong. The offense, there's no questions on the offensive side of the ball, but there are a million questions on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, so there are lots of shootouts for them. So that is probably the biggest NFL news to come out. Is there anything cool going on at Browns OTAs or anything like that?
Just hey, when it comes to Browns OTAs, just fucking don't get injured. Stay healthy. Baker and the offensive Baker's got all the offensive weapons out in Texas right now. They're working, and then at night they're going and getting on the boat and shit and having a good old time. Just that bonding shit that you like to see amongst the team.
Fuck that. The Bengals are bonding at OTAs in town.
That's all right. When it's the defense is what needs to work. The offense is going to be just fine. They're just doing their thing. So that's just, you like to see it. Like I said, key thing is just stay healthy. Don't end up like the 49ers did last week on Monday and lost the offensive guy, lost the defensive guy, like
pretty easily too. So Jake says they're not working. They're on a boat. Odell's on another boat. Is Odell with them or no?
Yeah, Odell's there. I think.
He said because the boat trip with the Giants.
Yeah, on playoff. Wasn't it a playoff game? That was a little.
They were like doing Adderall and cocaine and shit, and then like everything just went to shit. So hopefully that's not what's going on there. But you haven't experienced this, I guess, in a while. But it's a very boring Browns offseason, isn't it? Usually there's more excitement. You're looking for a quarterback. You're looking for a coach.
Our girl coach just fucking got damn near arrested for DUI. That was yesterday.
Oh yeah, so you got that.
That video came out on that, and she used the "I'm a Browns coach, please don't do this to me" card, and the officer wasn't having it.
He's probably a Bengals fan.
Yeah, and she's suspended. So she got suspended. Stefanski came out today and said she's not losing her job.
The bad boy Browns? Are we getting the bad boy Browns?
That'd be a bad girl, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the bad gal Browns. But I mean, it's been more exciting for the Bengals, I think, just because we have to have something to be excited about. We're not looking to take the next step and get to the third round of the playoffs. We're trying to get to the playoffs.
What is the deal with this Burrow deep ball?
Shout out to the Bengals ownership. I got the shirt here. Those are the guys that own my team. It's made by LFG Cincy. I'm not getting paid to say that. But the deep ball is apparently he's working on it.
Did anyone ever question the deep ball?
Yes, you have questioned the deep ball.
I question the accuracy on the deep ball.
Well, I've
never questioned the man's his arm strength.
There was a lot of questions about his arm strength coming out. But he apparently the way that he has explained it in the press conferences and things that I've watched is that the injury actually helped him with that because
him with what?
With improving his deep ball. I guess he had to do a lot of work with he almost had to relearn how to move his hips and twist and do all of the things. And I guess he says I tweak my throwing motion every offseason, but this I guess he had just more time because he really couldn't do anything for so long with the bottom half of his body. So I guess that's what he's been working on. Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins have said that there's a lot more zip on the ball now. It's stinging their hands when they catch it.
Just so you guys know, that don't mean shit. Brandon Weeden had a lot of zip on his ball. I just don't understand. Like Jake here says noodle arm. Who said that? Because I mean I didn't. I've never seen anybody question his arm strength.
He was just kind of given like the Peyton Manning type label because like Peyton didn't have the strongest arm.
No,
he could just put it right where it needed to be, and that was probably the bigger question with Burrow.
I would just like to know who I'm sure it was the big guys is why it's even out there. Like, who in the hell questioned that? I mean, the only problem on the deep ball was like the one he overthrew on Ross, and
he didn't overthrow. You talking about the one in the end zone week 1?
I don't remember.
That was exactly fucking John Ross's fault. I don't want to hear. I know the one where it went right through John.
Either way, we brought up his deep ball, and he was like, what, 5 of 26 or something. We had looked it up, and we had the numbers. Jake says Steelers fans.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
See, I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have never seen, and I have never questioned his arm strength. I questioned the accuracy because he missed a lot on the deep balls. I knew he could get it there. I mean, last one I knew had a fucking noodle arm was Andy Dalton. He would underthrow AJ Green like crazy.
Hey, word is from Bears camp, Justin Fields looks great. Andy Dalton was picked off like 3 times today.
Well,
Andy. You
Bengals fans looking into this OTA shit. You guys are something else. Like the Trevor Lawrence shit came out, and he's getting picked off. Like, come on, guys.
No, I said
these motherfuckers pad up.
No, I don't know if Josh Collier's watching this, but I tweeted that to fuck with Josh because Josh.
And I'm not.
He does a weekly Bengals trolling session, so I had to tell him that Trevor threw a couple pick sixes in OTA, so he's a fucking bust.
Yeah.
It's the way it goes on the internet, man. I've learned on the internet, being more involved with Twitter, a day and a day is a week.
Yeah.
A week is a month. A month might as well be a year. Yeah, we are prisoners of the moment more and more these days.
We've just got to you got to look over OTAs. Like, you want them to just get in the work and get through. Like,
there's Josh. Word out of Jazz Campus, Trevor's losing the job to Tebow after that session.
Me and Josh get on there and we team up against the Bengals guys because I think we just both think it's fucking hilarious. Like, some of the shit you see, you're like, how did you think of that? Like, why would you say that? Like, because you're saying it. Like,
oh yeah,
I think Jake's. I don't know if he I don't know what he said exactly, but he mentioned something about Sewell going to right tackle and he's struggling there.
He did say that though. Sewell said that he is struggling with the transition.
Well, yeah, because he's never played right tackle before.
Right.
Sewell's going to be just fine. Jamar Chase is going to be just fine. Trevor Lawrence is going to be just fine. It's all going to be just fine, people. Like, it's just, you gotta.
Tickets to that Thursday nighter. Josh and Jake got tickets. Tickets are so cheap, I might have to buy them. I might have to go to the Thursday night.
That'd be a good one to see. I think it's going to be a shootout. That's going to be fun.
I might have to go down there, dude. I've been putting in some work on the van, got the bumper fixed and shit. We're gonna be ready for the season.
There you go.
We're going
to catch me in that motherfucker.
You might. We're gonna go, dude. The Browns come to Cincinnati right before my 30th birthday. We got to take a group.
We're gonna have to do something because you got the Bengals sweeping the Browns.
No. Last week I said they're gonna steal the one in Cincinnati. If Cleveland was sitting guys week 18, we could probably win it. But if they're not, they'll probably beat us.
Okay. That's right.
You're riding in the van that day, dude.
So let's stay in the NFL. Do you have the actual list? Do you remember the list? So
PFFs?
Yeah, if you see it scrolling here, it has the safeties. And look at Mark. Mark says, "Who dey, bitches?"
What's up, Mark?
Mark, we'll be pumping later, baby.
Thanks for tuning in.
But the PFF had the safeties ranked, and the reason we want to talk about it was because there was one very, very good Bengals safety on there who they had ranked 8th.
This came out on June 1st. All right.
Do the order real quick.
Number 1, they have Justin Simmons from the Denver Broncos. Number 2, Harrison Smith, Minnesota Vikings. Number 3, John Johnson III, Cleveland Browns. Number 4, Marcus Williams, New Orleans Saints. Number 5, Minka Fitzpatrick, Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 6, Derwin James, Los Angeles Chargers. Number 7, Marcus May, New York Jets. Number 8, Jesse Bates III, the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to round out the top 10. Adrian Amos from Green Bay at 9, and then Jamal Adams from the Seahawks at 10.
Who was the top 3 real quick again?
Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates is better. Harrison Smith, Jesse Bates is better. John Johnson, I think Jesse Bates might be a little better, but John Johnson's good.
So what's your what is your top 3?
Who in the I'll get to that in a second.
That list. I think the list is
that's what I was going to say. Who the fuck did this?
Right, because PFF was the same guys that graded Jesse Bates as the top safety last year.
Top safety in the league all year last year. He's 8th on your list now. What the fuck? And
I don't know unless that's a list like what they think they're going to be this year.
This says, after ranking the best players at every position, part of PFF's 2021 NFL season preview, we have finally come to safeties. Often the forgotten men of the team, safeties can make a major difference. Blah, 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 blah. Let's dive into PFF's top 32 safeties entering the season. PFF. BFF, PFF. Fuck them because they're stupid. I always like PFF.
Yeah, I know. I actually always like.
But they're trying to do too much. Like PFF is an analytics, stats, data type organization.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they need to stick to. They're trying to be like meme guys now and make funny jokes and shit. They're getting like, just stick to what you know. But
so your top three,
I would go. The Derwin James thing is tough for me.
I can't put him in the top
because he never stays on the field.
I can't put somebody else on the field.
Billy Bartos says, never catch us in the Bengals mobile. You wait and see, dude. I'll do a fucking locker room talk uncut vlog from us going to that game. All right. I got this new phone with fucking 8 cameras on it and shit. But my top 3, Jesse Bates is the best safety in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best safety in the league. I would probably then go to, like, if we're talking just this year, I could see an argument for Harrison Smith because he's really fucking good. He's just old. Mm-hmm. But he's really good. So I'm okay with Harrison Smith at 2. And then I think at 3, that's a toss up. Minka is good. I'd probably have to go with Minka just because he has the propensity to always find a turnover. So that would probably be my top 3. But who in the fuck puts Bates at 8?
Yeah. So my top 3, I actually do. I have Jesse Bates at 1. I have Minka Fitzpatrick at 2, and I have John Johnson at 3. I think the best
That's
3.
fair.
I think the top 3 safeties are in the AFC North.
Yeah.
And I think that the AFC North is fucking loaded at safety. They're loaded at receiver. They're loaded at running back. Like it's.
Yeah.
I think Jesse Bates is the best safety in the league. Until proven otherwise. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Minka and John Johnson's right there.
I don't think it's a huge gap.
I like Simmons. I really like Simmons from Denver. He's top 5. Harrison Smith, I don't have him there. I don't have him in the.
He's damn good. I think he's very good.
But with age and all that, like if we're ranking him right now.
That's true.
I mean, he's just not. To me, he's not better than those guys.
I don't know, man. PFF,
you got to think Tyrann Mathieu up there. Like
he really gets slept on. But then that playoff game specifically against the Browns, right? He was just everywhere.
Yeah, no, like he's really good, and he makes that defense. See, I wasn't even thinking about him before. I mean, that's tough. I mean, there's a lot of guys right there but Jesse Bates definitely is an 8. That's for sure. He's not 8.
Yeah, what the fuck happened? I got like irrationally upset when I saw that. Like I got mad. I think Jesse Bates might be the player on the Bengals.
He's a guy. He's a guy in the middle of his prime. Or just starting his prime.
Last year
they ranked him number 1. I mean, how do you rank him 1 and then put him 8? I don't get that.
No, yeah, none of that makes any sense whatsoever. So
I mean, Jesse Bates is if the one Bengal, I'd be like, yeah, let me get him.
I defend him. I think more than.
I think he's the best player on the team.
Yeah, and he's gonna his last year of his deals this year. I'm hoping they have a deal done before the season starts.
Yeah, you would have hoped that they would be working on that already.
I'd hope it'd be done like tomorrow, but I don't get the drop from best safety in the league by their numbers last year to 8th coming into this year. It just doesn't make any sense.
I was looking at somebody posted a meme or picture, whatever, and it said, like who's this good but only gets this much attention. Like,
yeah, it's Bates.
Yeah, I mean Bates. I think Bates is up there. I think Nick Chubb is up there.
Yes.
Because those guys don't talk. They don't talk shit. They don't talk about, hey, look at me, like almost like Jalen Ramsey does, or guys like that. But they don't. They just work. Yeah, they just lace up their boots and they get after it. So a lot of people will defend Burrow to the death. I defend Jesse Bates just as hard. And I remember when we first drafted him, you were giving me shit because he got beat on a deep ball like his second game. You're like, would George Iloka let that happen? Yeah. But now we're back. No, because they got him top of the second. Yeah, he was early second. No, I thought it was a great pick when he came out. I was giving you shit, but
We give each other a lot of shit around here. So I'm going to ride the Jesse Bates train all year and pound the table for him to finally get the respect he deserves. Because I saw a post on Instagram the other day from the NFL talking about like how great the young defensive backs in the game are, specifically safeties, and they were showing like Minka and Derwin James and all these guys. They didn't even show Jesse Bates.
Yeah. Well, he don't talk. He's not on.
Yes.
You got to think he's in Cincinnati. They're not a big flashy team. He's not going to put attention towards himself. So
aren't these motherfuckers paid to know this shit though?
Well,
Mark, your comments making it on the screen. Burrow equals MVP. That one has to make it onto the screen for the broadcast for everybody to see. I like the energy, Mark.
Shit I got to put up with every day.
we got a group chat with Mark. We talk all the time. But hey, it could happen. He could easily be comeback player of the year. Him or Dak.
Yeah.
If he has a good year, we go to the playoffs or something like that, or maybe not even that. Justin Herbert got rookie of the year without the playoffs.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you see a lot of last year rookies making it as comeback player? Like Alex Smith was this, that seasoned vet, but I guess you could.
Alex Smith won it for just stepping onto a football field again. And he deserved it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, he did.
He deserved every bit of it. Jake
19.
says, Drew, I got kicked from the Bengals chat. Dude, fuck that Bengals chat. All right, you added me, and I'm in there, and I end up getting with these arguments, and I find out all those motherfuckers are like 13, dude. I'm going to record this on my Twitter when we're done with this episode.
It's like Twitter.
Fuck
Everybody
that
seems
Bengals
like
chat.
13.
Those guys were stupid as fuck. So yeah. So
Jake, what are you doing in a fucking chat with 13-year-olds?
I don't think he knew either because he's like, he was like, hey, dude, I just got in this Bengals chat. Like, we talk Bengals and shit. Justin JT says comeback player of the year, a real possibility. Shout out to you, man. Congratulations on the wedding here a while back.
For sure. Comeback player. Yeah.
It's a possibility.
I just, do you see a lot of year one players making it as the comeback? You know what I mean? Like,
I guess
because,
not. It all depends on what injuries happened the year before, too, right? Mm-hmm. I would say Dak's probably the early favorite on it because he plays for Dallas, and Dallas is a flagship team.
And they're in a bad division. All they got to do is win 8 games. They win that division, and they're in the playoffs. And everybody's talking about how great Dak is because he puts up 3,000 yards after
being
the
down
Cowboys
20.
are down 30 points.
Yeah, that defense. I don't know.
That prevent defense, man. That's why I'm just not a stat person. Stats just don't do it justice for me. It just in the NFL, not the quarterback position. Like remember the throw Aaron Rodgers made on the sidelines to take Dallas? Was that Dallas they took out of the playoffs?
Yeah.
That's the shit that I like. All right, how many people can make that throw?
Yeah, one, and it was him.
Yeah, I mean only him.
I use stats for reference. And I think I can use stats in a lot of other positions. I think specifically for quarterback, I look at a lot more than stats. I think stats hold a little bit more weight for a running back or a receiver or something like that. But when it comes to the specific argument or discussion around quarterbacks, I have to see you on the field. Like the eye test. Yeah. I don't give a shit what Tom Brady's stats are.
He came back from 28-3 in the Super Bowl and led that,
He's got the stats, but if my team's down, or if my team's up 6 and Brady gets the ball back with 2 minutes left, I'm like, fuck.
Right.
Exactly. I know what's coming. I've seen it.
Fucking Pat Mahomes last year against the Raiders. They left him under the 2 minute warning. He didn't have any timeouts and he scored in under a minute with no timeouts. You knew that was about to happen.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have guys like that. So when it comes to the quarterback discussion, I understand stats. I use them as reference, but I'll throw stats at you about a running back, a receiver, a defensive tackle, a defensive end, something like that. But when it comes to quarterback, I got to see it from the eyes. So not a ton going on in the NFL world.
Speaking of the playoffs, where's the Lakers guys at in here? Lakers in 5.
I haven't seen one Lakers fan.
6. I love LeBron.
I haven't seen one Lakers fan in here. I've just seen Jake, who's a certified LeBron only fan.
I love it. I love it.
Wait, LeBron only fan. If LeBron made an OnlyFans, would Jake buy it? That's what I want to know.
He would.
Hey, fucking Kevin Gates, dude, the rapper that I've loved for years. He fucking brought his Instagram back after a year today. He posted a link saying there's going to be a new music video. Swipe up. This motherfucker's got an OnlyFans. He said, you gotta go to my OnlyFans to watch a music video. What the fuck? I'm kind of off on a tangent there. But the Lakers, they got fucking bounced. They are out. And AD, there's Jake. Fuck yeah, I would. Oh my Lord. He would. Jesus Christ. This episode's already going off the fucking rails. Yeah. Anyway, AD's soft as fuck. He needs to drink some milk. He needs to like change up his training regimen or something because his body just fucking fails him at all times. And I don't think LeBron can carry a team like that anymore.
I said, you got to give me my credit here. Everybody was picking the Lakers, and I picked the Lakers in 7, but I said the thing that scares me about this Phoenix team, I said, is the young guards. Not the young guard, but the guards. Booker and I said you got a vet guard like CP3 who, you know, can make the throws, can hit the clutch shots and do what he does. But the biggest thing obviously was AD, you know, getting injured there, and he tried to go.
I knew he wasn't going to make it through that game.
Yeah, I knew once he went out, I said, it's over.
Yeah, there was no chance. Yeah. No chance. I don't know if I'm not going to be one of these hot take guys that says Father Time's finally caught up to LeBron James.
It looks like it, though.
I don't know. Was it the ankle injury? High ankle sprain can fuck you up for a whole year. I get that. Was it small recovery time after the bubble? I don't know. But what I don't want to hear is the bubble championship doesn't count, because I think the bubble was extremely difficult on players. Maybe I don't know, the game was different because there's not fans, but being isolated from everybody you fucking love in a bubble for months on end was tough. I don't want to hear this. They were the bubble championship, because if the bubble was so easy, why didn't your fucking team win it?
No, but I don't think that at all. I just think that, you know, I've watched so many times a few years ago when LeBron took over that Raptor series. I mean, they just, you know, like, where was that though? Like, you just didn't see that with LeBron this playoffs. I mean, he kind of, you know, he was able to pad his stats there a little bit, but he's just not. I don't know. Is he capable enough now to beat a good team? You know, like Phoenix is a good team, and they just beat Denver last night.
Yeah, I mean, they're good, and I'm okay. I don't know, I'm kind of okay with that. I kind of like.
I would like to see CP3 get one, although I don't think anybody's fucking with the Nets. Look what they're doing to the Bucks. But you know, staying right there on the Lakers real quick before we switch over, it's. I mean, what do you do from here? You don't really have the money.
You go get Dame Dollar. They do have the money. So I was telling you guys, I was telling you and Austin in a group chat that the Lakers didn't really have the money to go get anybody, but some people that know the NBA salary cap a little bit better than me, and because that's a very, very hard thing to do. There was a trade machine, or this was Austin, I think, that actually sent it. Mm-hmm. So the Lakers would get Dame. You could trade in Schroeder, KCP, and Kyle Kuzma. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that would make the money work. I'm not saying that that's something that Portland would do.
It's not going to happen.
They would need more, but
they're going to be strapped for probably a year.
Like, you got to go get Dame Dollar, dude. You got to do something.
Bradley Beal. I mean, right?
Beal's always
you got to go get somebody, right? I mean, because right now it's hard to depend on AD. He's always hurt.
I don't get it, man. He's so skilled, and not only just the fact that he gets hurt, he like doesn't like the paint. And I thought the whole thing was like, hey, I'm not going to get down there and bang in the paint and rough my body up in the regular season. But when it comes playoffs, I'll get down there. I'll play the 5. I'll do whatever I got to do. In the playoffs, he didn't look like he even wanted to go near the paint. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
He's soft as Charmin.
But he can dominate 90% of the guys in the league.
Oh, he definitely can. Another thing that just looks bad on, you know, the Lakers' part was so many teams after his rookie year was trying to get Kyle Kuzma, who was absolute dog shit this year, bad. And just think the Lakers could have kept fucking Brandon Ingram.
I don't think that's true though. I don't think there was any way that New Orleans did that trade without Brandon Ingram.
Because it was Ingram or Kuzma, and after his rookie year, everyone was on Kuzma.
I felt like that was the idea or the thought, but I think, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I thought I had read something from somebody that knows their shit says Brandon Ingram was in it no matter what.
I don't know. I think
it's been so long I might have forgotten.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a year or two ago, so 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
But yeah, you knew Lonzo was in there, and then you had to throw in, you know, the picks, and then guys of their choice. But it just looks so bad. What was it, Rob Pelinka? The KCP shit looks bad. That trade. That trade looks good, but if he could have kept Ingram, you know what I mean? Like,
KCP looked bad this year. He was a fucking hero in the finals last year because Danny Green couldn't hit shit because he's got a fucking mohawk in his mid-30s.
Danny Green was hitting some shots last night.
Yeah, for what, Philly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was now, but I mean, I understand what you're saying. KCP also played for the Lakers while serving a jail sentence. He was like, they would literally let him fucking out of jail to come play a game. It was like a work release, and then he had to go back to jail, and he couldn't go on road games.
And then did you see today, to keep the attention on himself, because it's what he does, LeBron's going back to number 6. He's letting go of 23 and he's going back to 6.
I saw that, and the idea was always he goes to 6, AD takes 23, but AD's staying with 3. So I don't. Is he just trying to sell more jerseys now?
It's either a money grab or it's a, hey, look at me, I'm LeBron James.
Like he
always does.
The idea was AD wanted to be 23. LeBron says, hey, you're the future of the Lakers organization. I only got a few years left. I'll wear 6. You wear 23. I got a number 23 AD jersey upstairs that I bought from China when that first happened. Fuck am I going to do with that now? But yeah, what's the point of changing now then? Because he didn't say like, hey, out of respect for Michael Jordan or anything. He's just like, it's just like a Woj tweet, like LeBron's changing his number. Like,
right.
He doesn't need fucking money. And you brought up a good point after that happened. Why doesn't LeBron take a pay cut?
Take the pay cut, LeBron. You're making all this money. You're gonna get all this money from Space Jam. You got all this shit from
Dude, that
Nike.
movie's gonna fucking suck.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Like, if you really want to win, because you are at the end of your career, why not take the pay cut, play for whatever, enough to go get somebody big? Because look what that team in Brooklyn's doing. It's going to be a long time before anybody beats them, and they haven't played together, and they're only going to keep playing together and getting better. Like, who the fuck is touching Brooklyn?
I don't know. Fuck Brooklyn. Why doesn't LeBron take a pay cut? I don't give a fuck about Brooklyn.
You got to ask LeBron why he won't.
Dude,
why he won't.
He could play. Money. He could literally play basketball for free for another 5 years and still be rich as fuck forever. Like, you don't need money, and you don't see guys in the NBA do that. So for LeBron's legacy, because he likes to be, he's real big on that. What if they were like, wow, look at this big major superstar LeBron James that sacrificed $15 million a year for the sake of winning? Jordan never did that. Like, they could spin it in a good light, dude. You don't need the fucking money.
They definitely would, but I don't know. I don't
Stroke
see,
your ego,
I don't see it happening, but it's something that he should definitely consider doing, because that team built the way they are right now. If they go, whatever they do, it's not winning. It's right now, it's just not winning.
LeBron's like the guy who has a wife, but he has to make sure she strokes his ego on Facebook all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the whole world doing it now.
Right.
Like, it's a very similar thing. So I don't know, but yeah.
Wife stroking the ego, man. I need to, my fucking wife better watch this. I mean, my ego stroked a little bit.
Yeah, dude, I don't get stuff like that. Well, I get it every now and then, but I'm the legend behind the scenes.
So let's go over to the team from Brooklyn. We got this bet out. I know you probably want to get out of it now.
I stopped watching. I'm not watching basketball anymore, so I don't give a fuck.
So, it's just Brooklyn is manhandling Milwaukee.
And Harden got hurt. I was like, fuck yeah, Harden got hurt. Then they beat him by like 60.
And then he didn't play last night, and they beat him by 40 plus. Like,
was it really 40 plus?
Yeah, like I think it was like high 30s or 40s, Jesus something Christ. Like that. So you asked the question, are the Nets fine without Harden? Well, Harden's going to be back, so they're only going to get better. But right now, it's just, dude, KD's on a different planet. Blake Griffin all of a sudden started to find out how to play basketball again.
Oh, and I want to hit on that because it was you or Austin that said that, like, he found the fountain of youth or anything. I don't think he ever lost it. How motivated would you be to play for the fucking Pistons at the Little Caesars Arena or whatever? Like, that place is a fucking dump.
That's what I was telling you. Like, hey, here's your teammate Ish Smith.
Yeah. You're like, these guys are like, yeah, I got fucking KD and Kyrie and Harden. You're like, who are you playing with? Oh, Ish Smith.
Yeah,
that one got me. So yeah, I don't know if he found the fountain. Dude, he paid Detroit like $20 million. Like, let me fucking leave.
Yeah,
get me the fuck out of here.
But they're just fucking loaded, dude. Like this, like it's ridiculous how good that the Nets are. Like, I don't think anybody's going to touch them. I said this, the only team that, and we hit on it 2 weeks ago when we were in here, the Clippers, and because you got Kawhi and then you got Paul George, and
Paul George was a turd last night. I heard. I didn't watch. I heard
he was
on the internet.
He was bad.
Somebody called him Mackie Mac. If you see this, he's a Facebook friend of mine out in Cali. He said he called him Paul Made Pee, like the shit you put in your hair.
Johnny Ortiz says Blake Griffin owes the Pistons money.
Yeah, dude. He's like, here's money. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And he found the fountain of youth just playing on a good team. Fuck Brooklyn. I hope they lose.
Only because of the money situation, right?
Well, no, the money's I lost the money no matter what, right?
No, you didn't. You got that.
I had the field.
You have the field.
Well, the fucking Bucks aren't beating them.
JT says playoff Paul. Yeah, right. What is it? A PG-13 or
PG-13? He said he said at one point the thing was born because he said you haven't seen playoff P yet.
Yeah.
And then he played last year and played like shit, and they called him Pandemic P. So, but yeah.
Either way, I mean, if anyone I think can mess the Nets, it's the Clippers, and they'd have to get their shit together real quick, just because the Nets don't miss and can hang 150 on you on any given night. That's gonna be quickly become the fucking Warriors, where you're like, all right, I don't want to see this shit no more.
Man, what the fuck? Wait a minute. I just thought of this. It went from the Clippers being down 2 games to Dallas.
And we called them out 2 weeks ago. We said it just doesn't work.
Yeah, and then it started
and then
working.
Kawhi Leonard happened.
But I just realized how shitty my fucking life has been. The Clippers were down 2-0. LeBron had just like figured out how to dominate Jay Crowder, and he was like smiling and joking. So like, LeBron's having fun. It's over. And then everything went to shit for me. The Lakers fucking lost and the Clippers advanced. That's fucked up.
That's going to be a good series though.
Yeah, it will be. Who are they playing? I don't fucking know, dude. I told you when the Lakers were out, I was like, fuck it. I don't want to watch anymore.
Yeah, but
who are they playing?
The fucking, it's not, you hit me with it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Not Denver, not, fuck, who are they playing?
I'm drawing a blank too.
Who are they playing, people?
I saw it on Twitter. What I'm telling you, I'm a prisoner of the moment now. Once I'm like on Twitter 7 hours a day.
Let's see this.
Sitting around working from home, not doing shit.
What a brain fart. That one sucked.
We have brain farts, so it's all right. Dude, you just worked. You actually work. I just hang out at the house. You were actually out working all day.
No, it's not the Suns.
Not playing the Suns.
Played the Nuggets. It's it's the Jazz. Utah Jazz.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. They should. Jazz has been good all
Jazz
year.
got Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, he put up. I watched ESPN all day. I should have known that. He put up like 45 last night, right? And that's without Mike Conley. So like they're gonna be in it.
No, they're solid. They're solid.
Anybody but the Clippers or the Nets can win, and I'm cool with it at this point.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Clippers and Nets in the finals, and then you're just gonna be miserable.
That would fucking suck. That would suck. I don't know who.
Hey, let's talk about that right there. Who watched the Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul fight, and what do you guys think of that? If you guys watched that, tell us what your thought on that was.
I hope nobody paid for that.
I didn't pay for it.
I watched it on a TikTok.
Streamed it.
I watched it on a TikTok live stream. Shout out to Mark for that link. But honestly, no, everybody says it was real bad. I didn't think it was that bad. Like
I these guys, you got to understand, Jake and Logan Paul are fucking entertaining as hell, and fucking people love that shit.
Mark says it was a hug fest. It was a little bit of a hug fest.
Like didn't you say that, Mark? Didn't you say that he was going to lay on it? I mean, he did exactly what he should have done. Mayweather's fat. I mean, it did look like David versus Goliath, though. Dude,
Logan Paul was so much. I didn't realize he was that much bigger than Floyd. Holy shit! Yeah. But yeah, it was a standard Floyd fight, kind of like when he fought Conor.
Well, Mark said it too when he said, that's a win for Logan because he's the one that made it through 8 rounds with possibly the greatest boxer ever.
Yeah, it's hard to call it a loss. Now Jake Paul is
look at the numbers. He got his ass beat.
Yeah, he lost the fight.
But I had him winning round 1 and 2. But that's typical with Mayweather. He's filling you out, letting you wear yourself down, just like he did with McGregor. But in the end, Floyd whooped his ass. He didn't knock him out.
JT says he's looking for a Pokemon chain to rock if anybody has a plug.
Yeah, especially that chain that card itself was $1 million.
You still moving truckloads and shit, dude. You probably got it. I ain't got the money for that shit. But Mark says if it wasn't fixed, you gotta give Logan credit.
I don't think it was fixed just because you've seen Mayweather land the punches, but Mayweather has never been a guy to knock anybody out. So it was almost a win for Logan because of one, how much bigger he was. He had the reach. I mean, all he had to do was, hug his way through there, or, like Mark said, hug his way through there, just make it through the 8 rounds. And when he started unleashing there in the first round, I thought that was funny. Like, you're like, yeah, that guy's not a boxer.
Yeah. My mom says they both win with that big payday. And I was actually getting ready to say that. I like the Floyd Mayweather press conference after where somebody was like, what do you think of people that say that this is just a money grab and that's not a real fighter and blah, blah, blah. And Floyd's like, don't fucking buy it. don't show up, don't watch. He's like, I'm gonna get this easy fight. I'm gonna get my money and I'm gonna go home. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I kind of like that. He just kept it real. He's like, if you don't like it, don't fucking watch.
No, absolutely. And then that got us on the subject of, like you see Jake, like, look, he's fighting Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley came out and said, this is going to be the most money I've ever made. He says it's going to be the easiest. I mean, we'll see, but compared to what, the shit's going on with the UFC, and that's why Jake Paul came out and he said, and he was right about it. You actually sent the link. He said this shit. He's like, the UFC's making 80% of the money, but the fighters are the ones doing all the work.
Literally risking their lives.
Boxing, where like, Floyd Mayweather made $30 million before he even stepped in the ring.
Yeah, dude,
just by promotion itself. So the money's definitely in the boxing, So, and they're right, guys like Jake's called out Conor McGregor. If watch and see what I tell you. If Conor McGregor loses to Dustin Poirier in July, it'll be Conor McGregor will fight Jake Paul, and they will make so much fucking money. It'll be ridiculous.
It'll be.
And they would be dumb not to. It's like he's called out Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz would be dumb not to take that fight.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking 50 shit. Nate Diaz and Jake, as popular as they are, you're talking fucking probably 50 to $100 million just to box with gloves on,
dude,
for 8 rounds.
$50 million. I will go fight anybody. I will make a whole new face when I wake up.
You just can't knock their hustle, man. Like, and in my opinion, they can box a little bit.
No, they're not real boxers. Like,
yeah, they're not versing real boxers, but they are boxing known guys. Now, whether they out of their prime or not, that's your own opinion. But the one thing I'll say about the Askren fight was, I knew he couldn't box. I knew Askren. I don't know if I've ever seen Askren throw a punch, but I've never seen him get knocked out besides the flying knee that came out of nowhere either. Yeah. So for him to, put him down with the gloves, I was impressed by that.
It started with Nate Robinson. They're like, you're not doing anything for me knocking out Nate Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, that one was, he's fucking like 5 foot tall.
But they're entertaining, and that's, as I've said, even when it comes
to a money grab.
When it comes to UFC, I don't follow a ton about the guys' storylines and all that shit. I like the guys that talk a lot of shit, and I like to watch people beat each other up. So it works. It sells. I mean, it didn't sell to me because I stole it on the internet, but I mean, it sells. They make the money, and
we were gonna watch it.
I appreciate Floyd being like, "Hey, man, I did it for the money. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch."
Right.
I thought that was pretty dope.
So speaking of the UFC, we got a UFC 263 this Saturday. We're gonna get that at my house.
Your house, yes, sir.
We're gonna have a good time. It's a big card.
Chicken wings.
Maybe.
That's always my question. Is there going to be some chicken wings?
But Nate Diaz is back. Nate Diaz is back in the octagon versus Leon Edwards.
Don't know who the fuck that guy is, but I like Nate Diaz because he's a shit talker.
Drew's down for any fight that has either Nate Diaz or Conor McGregor in it.
Anybody that talks a bunch of shit.
Yeah. So this is going to be I'm just glad he's back, man, because he's fighting the number 3 guy in the world. If he wins the fight, possibly see him fight Usman. I don't think he's going to win. I fucking love Nate Diaz. I hope he wins. Let's go, Nate. But Leon Edwards is a badass, and I'm not sure he can win this one. But when you watch a Nate Diaz fight, it's going to be entertaining because you can fucking bloody him up. He could have blood coming out of both of his eyes and his ears, and
that's when he gets going.
He's still going to stand in there and fight. And it's going to be a 5-round fight, so it's going to be fun.
And shout out to Nate Diaz for bringing us Zevia. Hey, people, I don't know. I haven't stepped on scale. I don't know if I've lost weight. I cut down on the pop. Started drinking this shit called Zevia that Nate Diaz makes. People say I look a little skinnier, so that's cool. But Nate is just he's such a. I just like him because he just doesn't give a fuck. He'll smoke weed in his press conference. He lost. I think he lost the fight. And he's like, yeah, I knew they weren't gonna let me win. I'm too real for this sport. Like
they think him and his brother Nick. They're both in the UFC. For those that don't know. They think completely different than the normal person. Like Nate's got this imaginary belt to where he's like, whenever he wins, he's like, I'm going to defend this belt because the people we think are good fighters say he's a champion and he's 12-0. Nate don't think he's good because he hasn't fought 50 matches.
Right.
So if you've been there and done it, and you're still on top of your game, Nate wants to fight you. Leon Edwards, apparently how this happened with Leon Edwards, who hasn't been in there too long, but he called out, or he had 3 fights. They asked 3 fighters, do you want to fight Leon Edwards? And Leon Edwards is a bad motherfucker. and they told him they all didn't want it. So they came to Nate like, "Hey, nobody will fight this guy." And Nate's like, "Shit,
Bet.
I'll fight him." And winner gets and he don't care about the belt, but the winner would get a title fight. And I don't know if anyone wants to fight Usman. I think
That's a bad fucking dude.
But it's gonna be fun, man. I cannot wait for Saturday night.
There's that, and then there's some good UFC cards coming up.
July. Conor McGregor's on that one with Poirier. Sugar Sean O'Malley is on there. Fucking that Wonder Boy and Gilbert Burns fight is underrated as shit. That's gonna steal the card. That fight's gonna be ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know. Is Mark going to that? Mark, you going to that fight still or what?
I don't know. He was talking about it. I think he had a plug on some free tickets or something. I don't know if he ended up not going or if he's ended up to go or not. But dude, that would be dope.
Yeah.
I always said I couldn't go to Vegas because I'd ruin my fucking life. You've been to the casino with me, dude. I don't know when to stop.
Yeah, no, you don't.
I mean, how many times we go where I'll win like $1,000, $1,500, and still leave down?
Broke. Yeah, I don't know how you do it.
I've sat at the casino at 11:45 before and said, "Well, in 15 minutes, my bank ATM thing resets. I can get more money out."
Yeah,
so I ain't going to Vegas,
a few times.
So yeah.
So what's going on here? The last thing we had on here is the training camp. What's going on in Bengals training camp? Anything good?
No, yesterday was the last day of OTAs that were open to the media, so it's probably the last day that we'll get any sort of unbiased kind of view from any reporters or anything like that. Burrow looks good in the limited capacity that he's able to be participating. Nobody's still allowed around him. Apparently him and Jamar Chase can still look at each other and know what the other's thinking. That's always good. But, all the stuff you're going to hear out of OTAs is normally good unless somebody gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, we haven't heard of any injuries coming out of there, so I guess I'll take that. They're going to probably wrap it up here the end of this week, and I think that's really all we're going to see until training camp in July.
Yeah.
And
that's all you want. You just want that shit to get through and stay healthy, no injuries.
Stay healthy, and then, get the chemistry together. I still think it's a good thing that the whole team showed up. I know that, they don't matter in the grand scheme of things, but I do like that. So no news is good news, but there's a lot of Burrow clips going around, him throwing the ball and apparently putting more velocity on it and getting it out further on the field. So there was a video of him throwing it like 65 yards, which kind of impressive off of a fucking completely reconstructed left knee. But yeah, nothing major going on there. We're just grinding this thing out. Dude, I'm entirely too ready for football season. Like the Lakers are out now. I got nothing. I can't lock in on the Reds. They fucking stink. And I couldn't lock in on them.
I actually looked at the standings of that, and they're only 4 games back.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that whole division is decent.
My Reds knowledge is like on Twitter of usually people just shitting on them.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't watch it.
I'd probably head to a Reds game maybe if the weather was nice, go watch it, hang out for a little bit. But yeah, I just need something to focus in on. I need football season to come now.
Yeah,
I'm fucked.
Yeah, Ohio State, Browns. Let's fucking get going.
Dude, let's talk about Ohio State real quick. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that reads this, stop sending me this fucking quarterback with the blonde mullet that's going to Ohio State like he's the second coming of God. All right.
Looks good though.
This is mullet. All right. You see this?
So you literally brought that up so you could show your
No. But what I'm saying is, I don't trust anybody that bleaches their mullet. There's a lot of bitch under that mop.
Yeah, but I mean, he's gonna fucking beat your team at least 3 times.
Everybody else does that.
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
Not special. I'm just saying, stop sending me the mullet guy. Anybody with a bleach blonde mullet, don't trust him.
Other than that, Ohio State is going to be in it again.
And Michigan is not, I don't think.
Correct.
Really the biggest Michigan news that I've heard this offseason is 16 guys got in the transfer portal and said, I'm getting the fuck out of here. That's the biggest news I've heard.
It's kind of shitty in a way, but just the rivalry itself.
They did know. I did see this today, though. Finally, Mark says mullet envy. Listen, Mark, you have just hair envy because I have hair.
Hair envy.
But Michigan put in their weight room. I just saw this today, actually. And they're finally, I don't know what took them so long, but it says, what have you done to beat Ohio State today?
Nothing.
Well, fuck you.
Everyone transferred.
Well, the guys that are still, those who stay will be champions. God damn it.
They had to see that every day, so they fucking left.
Well, yeah, they're probably in the weight room like, I'm working out. I don't know what the fuck Harbaugh's doing to beat him. But I think at least, Harbaugh came in, took the clocks out, took the countdowns away, said it's just another game. That's fucking stupid. He should have known that. He played there for Bo Schembechler. I guess I have to find it like, hey, at least they're putting it in their face every day. I don't fucking know.
Listen, you can be optimistic about the Bengals.
I'm not.
You can't be optimistic about Michigan. Not with 19 guys enter the fucking transfer portal.
It was only 16. All right, it's like a fucking JUCO program or something, dude.
Like nobody wants to be here.
Jesus Christ. Well, we're gonna end the show on a fucking sad note. That just made me sad. God,
I mean, that was a good note to me to end it on.
Who's their quarterback this year anyway? They got two guys battling it out, right? They don't know yet.
Who, Michigan?
No, Ohio State. Michigan's probably going to run with the fucking dude with the frosted tips, Cade McNamara.
Ohio State, apparently the freshman is looking super good. I forget his name, but
I watched the spring game for a little bit with my dad. Friend of the show came in here, gave us his Ohio State experience, but I don't remember. I don't think they know who is going to be.
You got a comment there.
Yeah, we do. Jordan Lees. Those who stay get beat by Ohio State. Well, fuck you, buddy.
No, he's got a point.
I gave you a Protect Joe Burrow shirt for free that you won on our Locker Room Talk Uncut giveaway, and you give me that shit in the comments?
We asked for the truth, and he's saying it. He's spitting the truth.
That's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. I don't know. I ain't got nothing else, man.
No.
We've kind of wrapped it all up. We got like I said, we'll probably be back in here next week, talk about Nate Diaz, how the playoffs have developed. We'll have a lot more.
We try, and it could be next week, could be the week after. We want to build up something to be able to talk. I mean, we had those things and it lasted 50 minutes. So.
Plus, man, we got shit to do. Mm-hmm. All right, we need you guys.
What about your little Bengals show that you talk to your Bengals people?
My little Bengals show. Put some respect on it, dog. Damn,
you had some weird ass fucking guys in here last time.
No, Zim's cool, man. He's a very popular Bengals fan.
I just call all Bengals guys weird.
Oh, that's fair.
Like Mark's weird.
I'm gonna. Mark says Pumpers report. He wants to play Call of Duty. So I just thought that the reason I started the We Are the Jungle thing is I see all these Bengals podcasts, right? Podcast is a very saturated market. We, like you said, we might not be in here every day or every week because we got shit to do, because we need you guys to share this shit and go rate us on the podcast stuff that we never asked you to do. Maybe somebody will sponsor us and we can do this more and get some fucking money off of it. Probably not. But hey, I decided Bengals fans, there's all these podcasts of, this guy giving his opinion, these two guys giving their opinions, but there's not one where just fans come and talk. Just a regular guy, just like me, that doesn't put out content, frequently, or doesn't do any of that stuff. So I thought, I'm going to give these guys a voice. Anybody can DM me on Twitter. Follow me at Drew_LRT. You can follow We Are the Jungle at WeAre_the Jungle. And you can just come talk about whatever you want. And if you're a fucking idiot, I might hang up on you and tell you you're a fucking idiot. Or you can maybe bring a perspective that not everybody gets to see. I just think it was cool for all Bengals fans to have a kind of a platform to get on and get heard if they wanted to.
I watched the first episode and had to leave after the first 10 minutes.
What'd I do?
Wasn't you? I mean, well, just your guys' perspective of.
Well, I also fucked up because I have 3 different internet networks in my house.
Oh, is that why yours was buffering?
Did you? Yeah. I didn't know that. So I have one for all the way upstairs where I was working because I work from home. So that's its own separate network for my work computer. And then I got the one for downstairs, and it's got like the 2G and the 5G. I was connected to the one all the way upstairs, and I'm all the way in the basement.
That makes sense. I meant to bring that up to you.
Yeah, because see,
we're uncut. We even call out the bullshit.
You have to.
Yeah.
You got to. I mean, fuck the blonde mullet guy, but you got to be real.
What is it? We Are the Jungle.
We Are the Jungle. I think it's a cool idea.
It was a cool idea. No, you guys did good. I just like giving you guys a hard time.
I also haven't.
It's nothing I can sit there and, well, I'm not a Bengals fan. I don't give a shit. But
hey, it's not for you, dude. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Stay out of my comment section on that YouTube account too. You didn't. I'm just saying, don't come comment on it.
I was like, oh.
I haven't done shit with it since then, though. Maybe I need to do another one, get some people on there. But I just thought it was a cool idea, and I got a lot of free time to do shit. So, yeah, you can follow that. Real quick on the Buckeyes quarterback conversation, Nate Worley says the Buckeyes have 3 battling. I think Harbaugh has 2 more chances at beating Ohio State. They'll probably keep him for a lifetime, though.
2 more chances? That's a lot.
I hope they I don't know. Whoever they pick, I hope he fucking sucks. and dude, I just got to get my dad back in a Michigan jersey. 2011. 10 years.
Probably never see him in a Michigan jersey ever again unless you have a picture.
I have the picture. I do have the picture. I will keep that forever.
10 years ago.
I have the picture from 2011, and he's got a picture from every year other than that for like the last 15 years, because they started letting me go into Ziggy's when I was like 15 to watch that game with him. And it's been shit ever since. We are getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We're going to go get Mark, and we're going to go on to the Call of Duty game. We're going to start fucking shooting people. Nate says because of the contract they gave him makes me think they're willing to go 2-3 more. Probably right. So. They can get out of the deal after this year too. I think they did it for like maybe some recruiting consistency or something like
Drew's
that.
Pretty much in here talking to himself right now because he's the only Michigan fan.
That's fair. Austin wants in on some pumping.
Look,
action.
Everybody's leaving now, dude.
No, dude, that's the highest it's been. Shit. But yeah, so if you tuned into our live stream and chatted with us, we appreciate it. You ever want to come on face to face? I can send you a little invite, bring you into here. You can actually talk and get your voice heard as well. Follow us on Twitter at LRT_. I'm sorry, that's fucking wrong. Our Twitter is at LRT Uncut. It's down in the bottom corner. At Penrod_LRT is Chad on Twitter. At Drew_LRT is me. Follow along with us. We will be back in here either next week or the week after. Depends on how cool the sports world is between now and then. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. I never asked for this. I don't think we've ever asked for this in a Warzone LRT stream. Austin says, no, I will get us banned from YouTube. I have a foul mouth.
Yeah.
I have a foul mouth in here too, but I like
Mark has a foul mouth too. Man.
I talk about people's moms and shit.
It wouldn't. That's not a good idea.
I talk about people's moms and shit. There's some stuff I don't want broadcast.
Nobody want to. I mean, they might want to watch Austin.
We suck. Well, you're good.
We're not shit compared to Austin. Like most people say, hey, let's shoot each other, whatever. We call it pumping. So if you ever hear us say pumping, we say we're gonna pump.
And Austin runs into crowds of 3 people and starts fucking shooting them. We like chill in the corners and try to pick them off with the snipers and make it to the end.
He's like, I'm going. I'm like, right, we're sitting back here 400 meters back.
Yeah, you do your thing.
Got your back.
Get some money. Buy me back. But the last thing I was saying, since we've been doing this show, I don't think I've ever asked for this, and I don't think I realize the importance of this. If you do listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon, any of the stuff that we're on, I would appreciate it if you would go rate us and subscribe to us. Apparently that's a big thing in the podcast world.
I had no idea. I didn't even know you were going to bring that up.
I didn't either, but I just thought about it. We were just like, hey, we're going to do a podcast. We're going to talk shit. But to help us out, you can rate us, leave comments, all that good stuff. We would appreciate it if you like what we do. I think it'll help move us kind of in the algorithms and maybe kind of help make this thing a little bit bigger just while we, getting here and dick off for an hour every week or so. So that is all I got. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Somebody laugh reacted to it up there. I don't know who that was.
That's cool shit.
Who was it? Who's laughing at us? So we will see you next week or the week after. We'll see how the sports world goes. Locker Room Talk Uncut. Thanks for tuning in.